Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a first perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a show for y'all, but before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel, man. So Rob Parker is back at it again, man. Rob Parker is back at it again. So you guys know for the last maybe 2 years now, we've been having this conversation about players from today disrespecting players from the past. JJ Redick was the guy that really kicked it off in a major way when he was on ESPN First Take, and he used to go with Chris Mad Dog Russo. He's the one that kicked it off, and then other players started saying their own, and it kind of became this thing, this like civil war between players, right? Where it was the old versus the new, and it was just a bunch of crazy. I mean, I think the latest one we talked about in passing was the comments that Patrick Beverley made about Larry Bird. Like you know, he was just some dude. He was just talking about like he was some dude, and KD gonna go to the pass, and he gonna just do whatever the hell he wanted to do. So this has kind of been the climate of the NBA sports media right now. So apparently, and I didn't know this, but apparently Stephen Curry had made some comments about this current era, it being the most skilled era, and all of this and all of that and all of this and all of that. And apparently Rob Parker took issue with it. But to my surprise, Rob wasn't the only one that took issue with what Curry had to say. Kelvin, his partner on the show, I think Kelvin Washington, if I'm not mistaken, his partner on the show actually took issue with Curry, and he brought up some very, very, very good points in his response to what Stephen Curry said. But what we want to do is we want to quickly play what Stephen Curry said first, so people can hear it in case maybe some people haven't heard it. And I'm going to come back and continue on. Take a listen to Stephen Curry here.
Here's what he said about where the league is now and how it compares to years past.
I was always told by a wise man when I was getting into the league, like, you want to leave the league in a better place than when you found it. And I think just the way that you see the skill level right now, the way that the range is kind of taking over, guys shooting threes all over the court. But just from 1 through 5 and all the way down the roster, I think this is the most skilled, era of basketball history. And so whether that was, young kids in the game now seeing, my generation, the way that I play and getting inspired by that, like that for me is important and something I don't take for granted.
Great. So you heard what Curry had to say. So when I now started listening to the video to hear what Rob had to say, Kelvin went first. And when Kelvin was talking, man, he brought up some very, very sound points that I think is worth listening to and taking into inventory. So for those of you who didn't hear what Kelvin had to say before we get into Rob, take a listen to Kelvin's response to what Curry's saying about this era and what these players seem to think. Take a listen to him here.
Where I think people get this whole thing misconstrued is this is the era, and we've talked about this, Rob, this is the personal trainer era. This is the, I don't just go play and try to play ball and hoop. This is, I got to have a personal trainer to work. Step back. Step back. And to me, okay, yeah, you might have a step back better than somebody 8'9". You know what they had better then? They knew how to win. They knew how to make basketball plays. They knew how to play with the team. They knew how to play within a system. And I think that's one of the things that would get misconstrued. I'm not saying all these guys can. Obviously, Steph is one of the greats. And if you look at current guys, LeBron. But I'm looking at, to me, yeah, okay, yes, there's a handle. Yes, there's, an ability to do Euro step or something, as if the Euro step didn't happen back then. I don't buy that it equates to better basketball. That's my biggest thing. I don't watch basketball. Me and you just did our first whole postseason run in the playoffs, and I don't believe I watched better basketball than I did in previous years or eras. I don't buy that at all. I watch guys, and I'm confused sometimes. Did you not see the open man? Did you not see the back cut? Why would you take that shot? And just because I got a 6'10" dude who can shoot threes, who's allowed to shoot more threes, that doesn't mean he's better. I tell you this all the time, Rob. If I told Larry Bird, Reggie Miller, Chauncey Billups, Detroit guy, you're allowed to shoot 18 threes tonight and we wouldn't bat an eye, I don't know what those guys would have had. If I told Isaiah Thomas, Mark Price, the other guy, you can shoot 20 threes tonight and we literally wouldn't even think twice. Well, then, yeah, he might look even more skilled. And let me also offer you this. Everybody keeps talking, and I don't believe everybody believes it, but you get the whole plumber joke about back in the day. And I start thinking, I'll say, man, when I look at Magic Johnson highlights, I ain't seen nothing like it since. Name the guy, if I showed you those, who's that skilled to do that. Michael Jordan, we talk about him every daggone day just about. I still haven't seen that. I've seen people try. Never seen that. So the idea that just simply because guys spend more time with personal trainers and they work on this and work on that, are they more skilled? Okay, maybe the last few dudes on the team. But the idea that it's better basketball, it's better aesthetically, it's better from a high-quality standpoint, that part I don't agree. And I don't think when I watch games now, that in most of the games, not all, that it's a better brand of basketball than years previous. I don't agree with that portion of it for me.
Excellent. So you heard what he had to say. I think he made some excellent points. And look, he's not the only one that's made these points. I mean, even Gilbert Arenas, who cracks jokes about players in the past from time to time, he has inadvertently called these guys dumb. He has. He said that the way these guys play basketball is dumb. And one of the examples he likes to use is Anthony Edwards. He's like, why is Anthony Edwards shooting this many threes? It's not helping his game. It's not helping his team. And we've seen a lot of idiotic basketball being played these days. And the basketball IQ is very, very low. We know this already. That's why some of us kind of scoff at the idea of this being the most advanced. How can this be the most advanced era of basketball when we see a lot of moronic, robotic basketball being played today? How is that possible? You know, just sheer stupidity. 3-on-1 fast break. Instead of running a 3-man weave, these guys are flaring out to the 3-point line. Just stupid basketball. Now, people, the 3-point, yeah, but that should be situational. You should be applying your basketball IQ from play to play. But these guys are not. They're just thinking like robots. It's like, okay, but if we have a 3-on-1, it's the percentage of us scoring is much greater. And then later on in the game, maybe we may try to get a 3-point shot with that's open and all that. But now we have an easy 2. It's just nobody's even thinking about it. Like, you just witness a lot of dumb ball. But that was what Kelvin had to say in terms of from a basketball standpoint and watching the game and just looking at stupid basketball being played in and night out basis. But Rob Parker took it to the next level. And Rob Parker was essentially saying, bro, you're not even factoring the reason why you think guys today are so skilled and why guys today are scoring so easily. Why don't you talk about that? Why don't you really explain to the audience so they can understand really what's going on here? Take a listen to what Rob had to say in response to Stephen Curry here. Take a listen to his comments here.
Rob G, Steph Curry does what, and this is the one thing I don't like about the NBA. I really don't.
Was that what he did?
Yeah, what he did, because it's the only league where they do it, and I have no idea why.
I know what you're about. Yeah,
like seriously, you know this. Mm-hmm. No one badmouths Babe Ruth and says, "Oh, he could if he played now." Nobody, right? Nobody. They don't do it in the NFL. Oh, Jim Brown couldn't play now. What? Mm-hmm. Only in the NBA is there a situation where people are always bashing the older players to tell you how great they are. But anyway, Steph Curry joined the chorus. I don't agree with it at all. I just think this is typical. That was Steph patting himself on the back, that because of him shooting logo threes, he's made everybody better and everybody wants to be like him, and he's revolutionized basketball. The reason he's had success is because of the rule changes, the spacing that people have, the idea that you can't defend anybody, touch anybody. That makes for an easier game. It just does. You talk about players all the time, and they'll tell you it's easy to score. All the European players say, dude, are you kidding?
They all come here and be like, wait, this is the NBA physically, from a physical standpoint?
Right. There's nothing here. Like, really? I can't even put my hand. I can't even touch you. Sure, the skill's better. I have a free path. I can just. I'm
allowed to shoot.
I'm allowed
20 shots.
Yes. What part of that? And I'm with you. I don't see it at all. I don't buy into it. I think this is just players thinking because they're in better shape and they wear better sneakers.
Yeah, I'll
and
give
all
you that. I'll give you that.
Yeah, and all that that somehow they were better. I would beg to differ and say that what they were able to do during that time, wearing sneakers without arches and taking trains, and you know what I mean. And when I covered the NBA, they flew commercial.
Right.
Yeah, 7-footers sitting in coach. No first class seat. 7-footer. They had to squeeze in. Mm-hmm. That is what went on and had to play. We were on the first flight out because in those days in the winter, you couldn't take the 2 o'clock to get to the game. Mm-hmm. You got to get on at 6:30 in case there's snow or ice and that flight gets canceled. You got to catch the next one. So we were always on the first flight, 6:30 from Milwaukee to Detroit or wherever it is. And that's what those players had to deal with. It's totally different. But skill-wise, to just say because it's easier to score now, and they have the benefit of the new spacing where they have a room to work, and I physically can't touch you. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it. And these guys continue to bash the players who played. And I'm with you. If those guys were playing today and they had all of these other are you kidding me? If you think Michael Jordan would have been a hell of a three-point shooter, you have no idea of the skill, or if Isaiah Thomas couldn't be touched, or what those guys had to go through them, or all those guys. Sure they would. Those are all-time greats. And here's the other thing. Now you got 1.5 players maybe. On those days, go back and look at the teams. Were you talking about Bird, Magic? I mean, Bird,
McHale, Robert Parrish, Dennis Johnson.
Right, like right there. And then you would go and look at some of these other teams with players that they had. Everybody had like 2 or 3 really good players, and it wasn't as many players and all that. I think the league is way watered down. It's probably 6 teams that don't really need to be around, and 6 teams full of players who probably aren't NBA players. And look at where they even are in the draft. They don't even draft. They only have 2 rounds. Like there aren't that many great players.
And I will add this too. I still, and Rob G, you're a big hoop guy, and Rob, you've been covering the league for years.
Since 1987.
Since 1970. I look at this, and I really try to not be the old get off my lawn guy. And I'm really looking at this. Kyrie is arguably one of the most talented we've ever seen.
So you heard what Rob Parker had to say. Bro, this is obvious. Okay, this is obvious. Rob isn't breaking any news here. All right, you don't need to be a basketball savant to get these things. It's quite obvious. We already did a show where we were reacting to the interview that Kevin Garnett did with Commissioner Adam Silver, where Adam Silver said, if we did not lax the rules on defense and take defense out of the game, players like Stephen Curry, he said Stephen Curry's name, would not be able to showcase their abilities. He said this already. We know this already. It's just those people in the back that like to come up here and spew their pseudoscience and say, "Oh no, you can can be proven. It can be proven." Nobody's proven nothing, man. These players are faster, stronger, whatever. Really, how you quantify? They're faster based on what? Are we taking times of people that are running faster today than versus players in the past? Like, it's just stupid stuff, man. It's just stupid stuff. One of the fastest players we've ever seen in the NBA played 20 plus years ago, Allen Iverson. It was fast as a lightning bolt. You have fast players today, athletic players. You can go all the way back to Spud Webb. Then you can go to just to name some guys that come into my Spud Webb. Then you can go all the way to Derrick Rose. Then you can go all the way to Russell Westbrook, Steve Francis, Baron Davis. Then you get into the modern era, John Morant. People acting like as if they never seen high flyers in their life. What are we talking about? Athletic, high-flying dunkers. You can go all the way back to Dominique, Sean Kemp, Vince Carter, LeBron James, Blake Griffin, and all of the skywalkers that we have today. But people want to die on this hill, man. And they act like as if we don't have eyeballs to see this stuff. It's just unbelievable. But Rob Parker put him in his place, and I think he's absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comments, and we catch you guys on the next show. Peace.